let's roll into this. So
Nice.
quickly tell us who you are, and then we'll get stuck in.
Okay, so my name is Jackson, and I'm an online coach.
Who do you work with more specifically, my man?
I work with young gym bros who want to build muscle, lose body fat, and all around just get jacked. You could probably say it's the younger version of myself from when I was getting into the gym and wanting to build muscle.
Nice, nice. TikTok bro world.
That's it. That's it. The science-based lifting world.
Awesome, man. And then, bro, we've been working together for around about 10 months, September 2024, I think it was. We started working together. In that sort of 10 months time frame, what have the results been so far since working together?
I mean, look, when I started out, I was on the gym floor still, and I was wanting to go online. Can honestly say I've officially made that jump as of this year, and I had probably 7 to 10 online clients, and now I'm sitting at 30.
Beautiful.
And yeah, it's been very good results. Like wouldn't be able to go online if I didn't start this, to be honest.
Nice, man. Nice. And before we started working together, obviously you were trying to get the online thing going. I even have very sort of faint memories of seeing your Instagram pop up in my feed of you like going after women at one point, and then there was all sorts of things happening beforehand. Tell me a little bit about what was going on before, where you were at.
I didn't know I was training a lot of girls in the gym, and I was doing a lot of powerlifting myself. So I was sort of just going after the people I was training because it was something I already had a lot of knowledge on. A lot of my content was around that, but it definitely wasn't the person I wanted to train. And I was just looking for any way to get online, but I just didn't know how to get there. I was sitting there following people, sending the cold DMs and going to like for a like and responding to random stories of people who didn't even follow me back. Like it was literally just like throwing a net out there and seeing whatever I could catch. And it didn't work. Most of the online clients I did get were face-to-face clients that I just said, hey, why don't you try this online thing?
Yeah, that sounds like a shit way of doing things.
Yeah, it wasn't working very well.
Yeah. How was that feeling when you're going through that?
It felt really frustrating because I would wake up every day not wanting to go back to the gym and just being like, I need to get out of here, but I just really didn't know how.
Mm,
And it was, as we all do, we compare ourselves to like other coaches. And I was like, how the fuck do these people, like, how do they do it? How do they get online? Like, how do they have the 30, 40 clients? And like, I was lucky to put on one a month online. There was a lack of systems. I didn't even know like how to market it as well because I was just so focused on seeing the money come in face to face, and
mm,
it felt really frustrating and annoying because I was just like, how the fuck am I going to do this?
yeah, the typical place everyone finds themselves. So fast forward to today, I think you've been online for like 6 or 7 months now, like completely online. Is that right?
Yeah, 6 months. January was the I fucked off to Bali and then I was online.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. Cool. So fully online now, 30 clients now. What's the business roughly making a month?
So we're sitting at 10 to 11K per month in monthly recurring revenue. So uh, yeah, very, very happy with that. It was definitely not what I was making before.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And even if you were making that in person, it's like a completely different kind of money that you're making, even if it's the same. You know what I mean? Because in person, you can still crank it, especially like at the gym you're at. So, yeah, bro, that's really cool. With where things are at now, fully online, sort of 10, 11K months, how are things feeling for you? Fast forward to today.
Look, the business pressure is always going to be business pressure, but it's a lot different these days because I feel like I'm actually running a legitimate business. I don't feel like I'm running a PT business. I
Mm,
feel like sometimes we're like you'd always have that question of the face-to-face client saying, "Oh, like what are you going to do next? Are you going to open a gym?" And it's like they don't really take you as a legitimate business. And when you try to pretend you're sending an email as an admin person, it's actually fucking you. But
yeah.
it's like I actually feel like a bit more of a business person now, just as much as a coach. And I think that's the coolest thing and the part that I enjoy the most because I very much enjoy the day to day of how I run my business, and I get to wake up and be a little bit more free with my time. I'm not waking up to someone else's time schedule and going to a gym floor session. I'm going to the
Mm.
gym to train myself, do my cardio, and I don't look at my phone till 8 o'clock because I don't have to.
And no more 4 a.m. wake ups either.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's a big part of it as well. Like having done, like obviously the money was good face to face, but it's like you have to be there for 40 hours a week or 30 hours a week to make that money. Whereas like, yeah, of course, maybe I spend some days a little bit longer in my office than I should, but I also get to do what the fuck I want with the rest of the week.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the best feeling. So, dude, tell me a little bit about what you found to either be like the most valuable thing about my help and guidance or like something different that we took about the approach that we used. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
I mean, look, I'd invested in business coaching before, and it was a very stupid spend of $5,000.
Mm,
But the thing that the thing that was different with you was that it wasn't like, oh, you're going to make X amount of money in the next 30 days. It wasn't like all that sort of stuff, but it was just a systemized approach that was going to work as long as you did the work as well. Obviously, you speak about going in seasons, and initially, of course, you're going to do a lot of work and get the systems up and running. But sort of once they are, the biggest thing that I've learned is learning how to actually take a step back and learn how to dial in who you're
mm,
speaking to, how you position yourself, like all those sort of things, and actually get in the head of the person that I'm trying to coach. And that was something that was really never taught to me before. It's like, especially with the whole ads thing, I was so off it when I first came on. I was like, oh, this
really?
is dirty. It's yeah, I was like, this is dirty. Like I was so off it. I was
Yeah,
like, this
yeah,
is not what I
yeah,
feel like I'm cheating or like I'm a sellout.
yeah, yeah,
And then, once I got into it, I was like, oh, fuck, this is pretty good, especially considering to where I'm at now. But
yeah.
I think the different things was just like it was not a bullshit approach. It wasn't like selling me the outcome. It was more so telling me that this is what things are going to look like. This is what you're going to have to do. And if you do the work, you could achieve this.
Mm, yeah, man. That's the most important thing I think a lot of people in my world get wrong is they promise the outcomes but don't really talk about the work required, or they make it seem a lot easier than what it's going to be. And if anyone's watching this and watch my other content, you would know that I'm like the non bullshit kind of guy. But dude, if you were to describe like the 2 to 3 like major things that we focused on that led to your results, like what would those steps be or things that we focused on?
The first thing is just getting really clear on you could say the avatar or the niche. That
Yep.
was probably the longest part of the whole start of the thing, of just getting really clear what that is. And I still have to revisit that all the time
Mm,
because that has allowed me to leverage myself to, as we spoke about in the call literally today, just like what the person's thinking before they've even thought it.
mm,
And that has obviously made sales a lot easier. But I'd say that, and then obviously the dialing in the ads as well, just like getting the lead flow coming in, and then learning how to actually nurture that audience as well. So
yep.
the positioning stuff we talk about, and being yourself, being a person, and how you can sort of stand out from other people is being you. Like I even had a content idea today. I was like thinking about how it how my road rage was gonna tie into coaching. I'm like, no one can fucking steal this because
Yeah.
this is my experience. So
Yeah.
I think those three things of just like getting really clear on who I'm talking to, how I position it, and then getting that lead flow in has definitely been the most beneficial things that I've had.
Yeah, for sure. I think if I was to like look at your journey and progress so far, I think the biggest thing that has helped you the most is getting the positioning and the niche crystal clear. Because like,
Yeah.
I mean, you see it every day, probably more than I do. There's a gazillion coaches trying to go online or trying to scale online, but the one thing is that they all look and sound the freaking same. So it's like if you can get your positioning right, your messaging right, and then that niche clear, that's the easiest way for you to stand out. But like you said, it's generally not doing something super unique or dancing or shaking your booty or calling people cunnies and shit like that. It's actually just being yourself and clearly articulating that and vocalizing that through content. I think that's where the breakdown is. People don't know how to vocalize it. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's just also like not afraid to being yourself online. Like I get scared to do the shit that I post and say some of the things that I do, and I've seen my follower count go down because of it, but I'm probably gotten 2 or 3 more sales because of it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where you go from chasing vanity metrics like followers and likes and views to just chasing, okay, cool. I've only got 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 followers, but I'm also making 10, 20, 15K a month. So it's like, that's the shift people need to really embody is likes and views don't equal dollars. But that comes from getting systems and everything else that you just said in place. Dude, really cool results. I know these interviews, usually the person would try and get the client to pump them up with this kind of question that I'm going to ask you, and you're probably going to do it anyways. But what was your experience as a whole working with me and everyone else inside of Freedom Coach?
Look, it's been a great experience. And again, not just because, it works or anything like that, but I think you've just honestly kept me really honest in this process. Like you've told me things that I didn't want to hear. You've told me things that I've needed to hear. And I think, you know, if you're someone who like the thing with business coaches is like, as you said, get this amount of money in X amount of time, or like just pump you up. And of course, yeah, I'm like pumping you up to a degree right
Mm,
now, but like sometimes you tell me, bro, shut up, and this is what you need to do. And I think that's probably what most people need to hear most of the time, similar
yeah.
to all the online coaches who sometimes need to tell their client, listen, this is the plan, you just need to stick to it and not deviate from it.
Mm,
And I think for me, that's been the biggest thing because obviously you and I have had so many calls where I've wanted to, throw in the towel or be frustrated that the ad's
yeah.
not working or the money's going out and not coming in. But it's like, that's fucking business, man. And the experience from it has been just keeping me honest and zooming out, looking at the bigger picture and very much allowing me to move forward at the right pace.
Perfect, bro. Perfect. It's been great to watch you grow as well. I still remember some of the hard conversations with you, especially in front of a group of people sometimes on the group calls where I've just like pulled you up, pulled you in line. But it's like those are the very conversations a lot of people need to have because it's an ego check. It's like the thing of like, oh, fuck, okay, yeah, I've actually got to, I'm the problem or I've got to do this and he is right. And that's where I think a lot of mentors go wrong is they're not afraid to have that conversation with their clients. And it's the same thing with you and your clients. There's a lot of coaches who their client's just being a fat idiot that needs to be pulled in line, but the coach won't pull them in line. And then it reflects badly on you as the coach anyways. So yeah, man, look, bro, I've been very grateful to have you in the program and to proud of you to see your success over the last couple of months. And I look forward to seeing you grow over the coming months while we continue to work together. And thanks for taking the time to chat today, bro.
No, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. It's honestly been a very big shift in my business and life. So genuinely, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it. I'll see you soon.